Hi there, Jasmine here from Redwood Financial, and this week's frequently asked question is, can a financial advisor serve as a trustee? It's a really good question, and the answer is yes, a financial advisor can serve as a professional trustee, no different than a solicitor or an accountant might. The question is, should you have a professional trustee? Should you appoint a professional, both in terms of your will as a professional executor and as a trustee if you have any trusts as part of your estate planning? And what do I mean by that? Well, the moment we get a professional involved, obviously we're hoping for a higher standard and quality of advice and guidance. Absolutely no issue with that. And I think we're pretty all comfortable with the fact that, of course, the estate is going to pay for that professional advice and service. And the idea of using a professional, whether it's a financial advisor, a solicitor, or an accountant, is about taking off the workload from your loved ones at the point of passing away. So I completely understand why we might be tempted to appoint a professional. But the key thing we have to understand is this issue of control. And keeping the control with our loved ones and our family members is 9 times out of 10 what most of us want to do. And so, what do I mean by that? Well, it's absolutely acceptable for you to appoint your loved ones, your nearest and dearest, as your trustees and your executors on your estate planning, and empower them and even encourage them to seek professional help and advice, and to pay for that help and advice out of the estate or out of the trust. That, for us at Redwood, is much more preferable than appointing professional executors and trustees directly into the legal documents. And the reason for that is because we don't know what the future holds. You might get along really well with your financial advisor or accountant or solicitor and think it's great that you've appointed them as your professional trustee. But are they going to still be around and working in the firm once you've passed away? A lot of people don't realize that you don't necessarily appoint the individual as the professional, actually, rather the firm that that individual works for. And so they could have retired or moved on to a different company, and now a complete stranger who doesn't know you or your family history is going to be appointed into one of the most important decisions and inserting themselves into these family discussions and dealing with your estate after you've passed away. And is that really what you want? Likewise, actually, things change. Our children might have their own professional connections and relationships and prefer to seek advice from the people that they trust and have built relationships with. So, wouldn't it be better to give them the choice to seek professional help if they need it, but to not force that professional help upon them, and in particular with the people that we've decided to use and work with? The other reason to consider not appointing professional executors and trustees and instead favouring appointing your loved ones is about cost management. Not necessarily cost reduction, but cost management. When we appoint a professional into the terms of our trusts and our wills, it's effectively like giving them a blank signed cheque. They can now charge our estate whatever they want for their professional services rendered. We've got no ability to shop around or negotiate, work on a fixed fee basis. If someone wants to charge us an extortionate hourly rate and they've been appointed as professionals into those legal documents, the estate is going to suffer those costs. So, again, it's far better to appoint your loved ones and empower them to seek that professional help. Shop around for it. Make sure that they've considered all the different avenues and they're working with the right people that they're comfortable with. And that way, if they're not getting very good value for money, advice, or service, they can then remove those professionals and appoint new professionals to help them instead of inserting those professionals into the legal documents, which now takes the decision and the control away from the family and away from the family bloodline. So, absolutely, do we recommend that you get professional help when it comes to your wills and trusts? We do. Is that something that Redwood could help with? Absolutely. But we think it should be about when we're engaged by the family and they set the terms of that engagement, and they can also do so knowing all of the costs and charges up front and in advance. So that's our advice, and that's why all of our wills and trusts drafted at Redwood involve loved ones being appointed as trustees and executors, and we just give them a signpost to come back to us at Redwood when that time comes if they feel they need our professional help and expertise. So I hope that answers that question and explains whether or not you should have professional trustees. But if there's any other questions, please get in touch. You can also find out more at our Wills, Trust and Estate Planning webinar, which you can join via the link to our website below.